Hey everyone, welcome back to ACT Math Quick Hits, where you can make this one small change and watch these videos. It doesn't cost you any money, only costs you a little bit of time, and you're going to help improve your ACT score on the math section. So here is a rundown of the math section, and let's get back into it for today. Alright, so it tells us that Cameron's bookshelf has 3 books with a rating of 10, 5 books with a rating of 100, and 2 books with a rating of 70. There are no other books on the bookshelf. What is the expected value to the nearest whole number of the rating of a randomly selected book off of Cameron's bookshelf? Okay, so another expected value question. We saw this on the first test. So if we're going to calculate our expected value, what we need is we need the total first. So pretty easy to get the total, right? We have 3 books here, 5 books here, and 2 books here, right? So we have a total of 10 books. And then in order for us to calculate our expected value, we need to calculate the probability of selecting a book with a specific rating, and then we multiply it by that rating, which sounds like a lot, but let me break it down mathematically what we need to do. So we have the 3 books here that have a rating of 10. So the probability of getting a book with a rating of 10 is 3 out of 10, right? Because they're 3 of the total 10 books. And then what we do is we multiply that by the rating. So the rating it told us was 10 up here. So don't get confused because we have a total amount of books, and then the rating is total amount of books of 10 and then a rating of 10. It's just a coincidence that those two things turned out to be the same thing. Okay, so then what we do is we just go down the line and we add that with the next type of book. So the probability of getting a book with a rating of 100, and then we multiply that by the actual rating, right? So this other part here tells us there's 5 books with a rating of 100, so our probability of getting a book with a rating of 100 is 5 over 10. And then, again, we multiply that by its rating. So 100 times 5 over 10. We do the exact same thing with the last 2 books. There's 2 books with a rating of 70, so I'm kind of in the way of my total here. Let me erase this total, it's in our way. All right, so then again, we add that together with, okay, what's the probability of getting a book with a rating of 70? Well, it's 2 out of 10. And then what is that rating? Well, we just said it was 70. So this is how we do that calculation of expected value. Now, obviously, Desmos can help us do the calculation part, but it's not going to help us be able to know how to calculate expected value, right? Just understanding how to do that, the probability of getting the thing you want, and then times its rating, or times, like if it's like a gambling problem, like how much money you're going to make or something like that. So we can do these calculations relatively easy. I'm not even going to pull up Desmos here, right? 3/10 times 10 is going to be 3. 100 times 5 over 10 is going to be 50. And then this 70, 2 over 10 is going to be 14. So then we just add all these values together. Right, so again, just real quick, right, what am I doing? Okay, well, I'm reducing that, and then 7 times 2 gives me that 14. Right, reducing this, 5 times 10 gives me 50, and then, right, these things cancel. All right, so add these pieces up. We get 53 plus 14 gives us 67. So again, just the idea here is that you're closing your eyes and reaching onto the bookshelf and grabbing a book. Well, what is the expected value of the ranking, right? Obviously, or rating, right? Obviously, none of the books are rated 67. 67. But that would be the expected value of selecting this book. Or a book, I should say. So 6, 7. All right, so I understand that math, ACT stuff isn't the most exciting things out there to watch, but here, we're here to learn about the ACT. We're here to learn some math. Here to learn when Desmos is going to help us. Obviously, not in this case. So just make sure you like and subscribe. Your future self is going to thank you because you'll keep getting these quick hits and keep improving your skills. Thanks, everyone.